Good morning, everybody. Sorry for the informal backdrop over here, but I wanted to make sure to share this message this morning. So today in Israel is Yom HaZikaron, Israel Memorial Day. And it's not like Memorial Day in America. Memorial Day in America is a day where you go to the park and you have a barbecue and you have some friends over. Israel Memorial Day is a very somber day. It's a day when everybody in the whole country stops and everybody takes time to reflect upon the loss and to mourn the loss of the 23,928 soldiers who died defending the country of Israel since its founding, as well as the 3,100 victims of terror who have died as well in the country. And somebody once pointed out something very intelligent, and I wanted to share it with you. Last week was Yom HaShoah, the Holocaust Memorial Day. And on that day, again, the country stops, but there people are mourning and pausing to commemorate and to reflect upon the cost of not having a state of Israel. You see, had there been a state of Israel during the war years in the 1940s, obviously the number of people that would have been murdered in Europe would have been far less because Jews could have immigrated to Israel. So on Holocaust Memorial Day, we stop and we pause and we reflect on the price of not having a state of Israel. Today on Yom HaZikaron, we stop and we pause and we reflect upon the price that we've paid for having a state of Israel. And obviously it's not simple. 23,000 soldiers more, 3,100 victims of terror. It's not simple at all. Having the state of Israel is something that we can't take for granted. It's something that we have to know we have paid a very, very heavy price for. But of course we know that it's worth it. Now something magical will happen tonight. And that is one of the most unusual transitions, and this was purposely created by the founders of the state, that immediately after Yom HaZikaron, after the somber memorials and festivities of Yom HaZikaron, where people are quiet and pensive and sad, immediately after tonight there's an explosion, and it's Yom HaAtzmaut, it's Israel Independence Day. Hey Iyar, this year it's brought a few days earlier because Hey Iyar falls out, the 5th of Iyar falls out on Shabbos, so it's celebrated a few days early this year. But it's an incredible transition, and I thought about this morning, and I realized that it's so appropriate that before we can celebrate Israel independence, before we can celebrate the miracle of Jewish return, the miracle of what it means to have a state for the Jewish people in our homeland, in the land of Israel, before we can truly enjoy that and reflect and celebrate and party like we're going to on Yom HaAtzmaut, we have to first stop and think about what went into it and the price that was paid and the cost for having the state and those incredible holy tzaddikim who gave up their lives so that we could jump on a plane and go to the land of Israel and be in our homeland and be with the Jewish people and be part of the Jewish people there. So these 3 days, Yom HaShoah, the day when we reflect upon the price that we paid for not having a state of Israel, Yom HaZikaron, Israel Memorial Day, which is today the day that we ponder the price that we've paid for having a state of Israel, and tomorrow, Yom HaAtzmaut, the day when we realize that it's all worth it and we celebrate joyfully for the miracle of the Jewish people returning to our land and having our own state. So these are things to think about over this period of time. Have a great day, everybody.